All right, so let's go ahead and talk about some Anker goodness because you know I love me a good Anker product, and we got to go ahead and start talking about their Prime series because they just dropped 3 products that's absolute heat, and this is going to be the first one that I'm bringing to you guys today. Now, before I get started, I do want to give a huge shout out to Anker finally. All right, for after all the jokes and all my videos saying that Anker has no idea who little old Teddy T is, guess who slid up in the inbox? Guess who slid up in the DM? And that's going to be Anker, man. So it is much appreciated for them for looking out for me. Now, this is not a sponsored video, but they did improve, they did provide the products for me to check out. And guess what? If they didn't do it, I was going to go buy them anyway, because that's just how we do over here on Teddy T channel. So the first on deck is going to be their 26,000 milliamp hour. Okay, yes, this is going to be one of their big boy battery banks in their Prime series. And this one right here is going to be the industry leading 300-watt multi-port fast charging power brick of their Prime line, which is the most top of the line when it comes to their charger. Now, we've seen different ones like my 165 watt with the actual built-in cord. Love that one. Have used that one and have been using it for a very long time. And also, all right, I'm not new to this when it comes to the Prime line. I actually bought this back ago, and I actually had the bigger side, the bigger one. I just can't find it. I think I may have gave it away. But guess what? These things still work, and they are tanks. And this is that Prime series. And you can see I have dropped this bad boy. It has been through the ringer. It has been dropped. I've used this, I know, for at least a year or two, and it still works as the day I bought it. So their Prime series is built to last. These bad boys bring the power, and just look at the size difference that you kind of see. Now, of course, this is going to be different milliamp hours, but I mean, just look at the thickness and what you're getting. This is 26,000, and I think this one was, let me look at it. This is 20,000. All right. So this is going to be 20,000. This is going to be 26,000 milliamps. So you can kind of see the difference when we're talking about size. Now, I know one question that a lot of you guys ask, and it's one I always make sure is safe before I go on a flight, because if I go in the airport and you say, hey, I got to need that power bank, I promise you can't have it. All right. This bad boy is flight friendly. It's airline safe. And if you look on the back of it, it basically says that it has a little plane and it says airline safe, if you can see that right there. So you can take this on your plane. I have traveled with this just fine and have had no issues. So definitely when you're looking at the size, let's go ahead and get this out of this case right here, just so you can kind of compare the size of something like a 17 Pro Max, so you can kind of see what we're talking about size wise. But I mean, look at the height when it comes to a 17 Pro Max. I mean, you kind of get the gist of it. It's a little shorter than my actual 17 Pro Max. So it's not some gigantuan brick that you think you're going to get. I feel like this offering this level of power in this sort of compact form factor actually does a very good job. Now, when we're talking about power, because that's what a lot of you guys care for, this thing delivers up to 300 watts of power when you're talking about charging it through all of the ports. Okay, when we're talking about charging MacBooks, if you want to take 2 MacBooks and charge them, and I've actually used it, I have charged my girlfriend's MacBook Air and my M1 Pro MacBook. Yeah, they may not be the strongest and powerful most MacBooks out there, but guess what? It was charging them efficiently, especially if you use the right Type-C ports. You can get that charge when we're talking about charging them to their full capacity. Now, when you're using one port, all right, when you're talking about one port of charging, it can get you a max of 140 watts. So if you have something that takes that type of power, if you just plug it up to just one Type-C, and when you look at it, it will tell you 140 watts when it comes to C1, C2, and you're going to get a USB-A that is 22.5. So you better put stuff that doesn't require that much power on the actual USB-A port. It delivers the power when you're talking about when you need it, and I absolutely love it. And they have some ratings for you. If you have an M4 MacBook Pro, it's going to give you 50% in 27 minutes. Or if you have a 17 Pro Max, it's going to give you 50% in 22 minutes. And I definitely tested it out with the 17 series, and that was indeed accurate. I'll probably try to pop some B-roll so I can show it. I just got to drain my iPhone, so I may not have that B-roll to show you. But it definitely gets your power up, and I don't have an M4 MacBook, and my M1 Pro is degraded when it comes to the battery. Okay, so just giving you the names and what they, the numbers that they claim when we are talking about charging it. Now, this is one thing that I love about this battery bank, and something that I have not seen, and I think we'll be able to see the power because I only have 50% of charge, because I was actually just using this to charge up my MacBook. This thing recharges something fast that I have never seen before, and we're going to go ahead and test it out. So let me go ahead and bring my little Anker doohickey charger over here. I know they're like, T, you are just swimming in Anker right now. This is the actual 106 watt charger, the compact charger, 3-port. We're going to talk about this in a separate video, but you already know, man, this is going to be my, what's this, a 240 watt little charger dock right here. Love this thing. This is basically what stays on my desk. So in order to get dual charging, 250 watts. All right, we talking about some serious power when we recharging this up. We talking about 50% in 13 minutes. This is the official S shower and shave charger. All right, I did this the other morning before I had to leave out to go to work. My phone, I forgot to charge it. I need to take a battery pack with me, and this has usually been in my work bag. I literally popped this bad boy on the charger. I don't know, it may have been 40%. By the time it was for me to go out the door, the thing was already at 100%. I think I got some old B-roll coming from my cell phone. So let's go ahead and test this bad boy out now, and we'll talk about the construction and what this battery bank actually has going on. So let's go ahead and grab one Type-C cable, all right? And let's go ahead and plug in one. And let's go ahead and look at the animation. So for one, it's going to give you a little animation when you plug it in. And it's going to give you, it should be another one that's going to pop up, 150 watt max. All right. So let me just go ahead and see what it's going to get. So as it's climbing right now, 64, 73, 82, 90, 98, 108, 117, 124, 132, 137, 140, 147 watts of charger. And you can kind of see how the percentage is jumping up in your charger. But wait, there's more. Isn't it what that Flexi Seal guy? I think he might have rested in peace to my guy. But let's go ahead and plug in another Type-C cable. So let's do it again. And let's see what kind of animation we get up here now. So as you can see, dual port charging, fast recharging. Now, let's check out the speeds that we're going to get. And let's go ahead and cycle through all of this. And we'll get into this in a second. 216, 224, 240, 244, 245, 246, 247, 248, 247. So it's bouncing around basically 250 watts charging this bad boy back up. And it's saying that it will be from 50% to 134 minutes, with this being a 26,000 milliampere hour battery. We're not talking about some small battery pack that's in your, battery that's in your iPhones and different things like that. No, 26,000 milliamp hours, and this thing is 50% is going to charge it in 30 minutes, utilizing 250 watts of charging. That just blew me away. Honestly, that is very impressive. Now, I know you do going to have to do a dual type of thing, but if you're taking, you have these products sitting around, you can charge this up double speed. But if you just want to do it once and do 140 watts, guess what? That's going to be fine as well. But I love what they did offering that dual port charging. I just feel like that is so fire, in my opinion, when we are talking about charging. So definitely good job with that. And if you do have the charging base, now I do not have the Prime charging base. As you can see right here, it does have connectors where you can put it on the base. It's going to charge at 150 watts. So you'll be able to put it on the base, recharge at 150 watts. And I'll be sure to get that base in really soon because I've never had it, but I've always felt like that was a dope device when we're talking about using it. Now, talking about the construction of this bad boy, okay, she got a little bit of weight to it when we're talking about this power bank. So when you hit the button, of course, it's going to show you what the power is. You're going to have your Bluetooth. We'll get into that in a minute. 54%. You hit it again, it's going to let you know your ports, C1, C2, and your A port when you have something plugged into it. Hit it again, it's going to let you know the temperature. All right, it's going to actually tell you the temperature, I think, once you, well, in the app. And I'll show you the apps temporarily, but it lets you know that you have a safe temp. And once again, this is going to be your Bluetooth functionality. Now, when it comes to the Bluetooth functionality, what does that do? Okay, let me go ahead and get a Type-C port. Let me go ahead and plug this in. Let me get my iPhone Air. All right, let me get this. It may not even need that much of a, no, actually we'll charge my iPad. Let's go ahead and get the iPad real quick. And you might see my head all in the camera. Let me charge my iPad up over here, okay? So let me go ahead and show you. And let's go ahead and connect the app up. And let me show you how the Anker app does. So let's go ahead and get it on. Let's go ahead and boot it up. And then we're going to go ahead and record my screen so we can do that real fast. And let's go here. I'm just logging in so you guys can see this. Let me just do a quick little login. And it's basically going to pull up all my devices that I have. Let me go ahead and turn that down. So we got some other devices. Of course, you see that 3-in-1. We got that 3-in-1. We're going to talk about that too. But here's going to be my big boy right here. Let's go ahead and pull it up when it comes to the app. And let's kind of navigate through the app and tell you what this thing has going on, because I absolutely love the way Anker does their app. So as you're looking in the app, let me try to get a little bit brighter. As you're looking in the app, it basically has, 39.2 watts. You can basically do, it lets you know your total output. So you have your output, it's letting you know your battery charge level of your power bank. It's letting you know your battery temperature. So you can actually see your battery temperature. Let me go ahead and pull it up a little bit more because I'll throw a little screen up right here. Your battery temperature, it'll let you know what you're charging and what port. So as you can see, cable 2, this is going to be in C2. It's telling you the actual cable info. So this is a cable rated up to 240 watts. PD, smart dynamic charging. You can do different charger modes. You can do smart dynamic allocation. You can do power saving, a custom to where you can actually let you know how much max power you want to put out via each port. In my opinion, that's just so cool. You can even go to your settings. You can go to screen settings, screen brightness. You have a device name. You can actually change the name of your device. Your battery health is letting you know. Of course, you have your serial number. Firmware updates. Mine actually has a new update available. Now, I haven't updated it, but it has a firmware update that I need to probably go ahead and update, see what it has new. But this thing has settings. I mean, I absolutely love what you can do in the app, and especially with all these things plugged in, you can kind of see the view when it comes to how much you're charging. Just a really intuitive app that lets you know everything that's going on. But also when it comes to the power bank, this thing has, you can kind of flip it over to where the display will go sideways. You can kind of see it there. It flips around, but it does that. It can turn around. You can look at display. It rotates. So that's actually cool as well when you were talking about this battery bank. So does a solid job. I mean, this is truly your one-stop solution when it comes to your power and needs. Whether you need to charge this on the go, this stays in my work bag to whether it's charging up a computer. Say I have to go to another office and I forget my charger, although I may not. I can bring this bad boy around and I know I'm solid for a good little while when we're talking about charging this. Say I'm hammering away on my iPhone 17 Pro Max, or I got my iPhone Air battery over here that, struggles at time, and I need to charge those up. I keep this in my bag, and I keep this, and, they didn't send me this, but these are cables that I bought such a long time ago, and these are gonna be the 240-watt cables. You keep these in your person, and you can charge anything up to the full power because this thing can deliver up to 240 watts. So just love this as an on-the-go type charger, as a power charger. When I travel internationally next year, guess what's gonna be in my bag? It's gonna be this boy right here when it comes to the Anker 26,000 milliamp hour, man. Links down below where you can check this bad boy out. This is one of my big boys, as I always say. I have a few chargers. That's my big boy charger, and I feel like every tech person, because a lot of you got a lot of different tech, and sometimes you just need a big boy charger to get it done, and that's what this Anker Prime 26,000 milliamp hour does. It just does it, and it does a very, very good job. Now, at the time of this video, Anker is running what they call the Anker Prime 100 Creator Program, which is now live. Go to the official Anker website, search Anker Discovery to submit your photo or video capturing your Prime moments using any of your Anker Prime accessories in order to win some prizes, all right? So you can attach, whatever you have going on and capture that moment of you using the Anker, upload that photo, and guess what? Sign up to win these prizes, man. A lot of you got Anker products out there. Go ahead and pick up some of these Primes. And you never know what you can get. I might sign up myself because I'm always out there using some of the Anker products. But outside of that, man, make sure you go out there and check this bad boy out. If you're looking for that one-stop shop and done when it comes to a power bank, this right here is for you right here, man.